This is JMR Geography for Lesson 4, Son of David. The discussion this week gives us two different places where we can treat some geography. The first has to do with the wrong kings. So I'm going to be introducing you to the Hasmoneans and their early battles as they were moving towards independence. I'm also going to take you to the Galilee map, and we'll be looking at the location of Nazareth and Kokava, these two places where the relatives of the Master were found. We're going to work on four different maps. We're going to work on the Southern and Central Arena map, which is a context map, and then we're going to look at two detail maps that can be placed inside the Southern and Central Arena map. The first detail map will be map number 7, the Benjamin and its approaches, and then map number 6, the Heartland of Judah map. We'll finish our work on map number 5, Galilee and the Jezreel Valley. The first thing we're going to be doing is marking out that central ridge that you marked out last week as Mary came south. We will carry it a little bit further south than we did with Mary. So we start up north in the area of Samaria. The area of Samaria, we move south through Ephraim, Benjamin, Judah, and off the map at Beersheba. This central ridge will help you keep your bearings on the various maps. So it serves two purposes. One, it teaches you the central ridge, and then you'll be able to look from map to map and make identifications quickly. We're also then going to mark that ridge on the Benjamin map, and we began south of Shechem, and we go through Lebona and move down through Ephraim, Benjamin, on into Judah, and off the map again. We put that same route, same sites that we've been marking, on the Heartland of Judah map, map number 6. So you're beginning in Ephraim. Notice that this all runs down the right side of the map until we get further south. But Samaria, Benjamin, on into Judah, past Hebron, and off the map. The majority of our work will be done on the Benjamin map as we mark out these early movements by the Maccabees or the Hasmoneans. So we're going to start at Modain. You'll have a number 1. You'll put down the reference of the rebellion as it breaks out at Modain, and then they're going to flee to the hills. These hills are placed by historical geographers someplace here in the Natuf Canyon system, and so I placed the number here just beside an elevation mark. I'm going to have you draw a flight arrow, as they are moving, and movement arrow, from Modain out along the ridge to that number 2. Stay out of the Dilb Canyon. Stay out of this branch of the Natuf system. You'll end up having to cross that canyon at the end. Once this has happened, Apollonius, the governor of Samaria, decides that he will try to bring an end to this revolt and gain honor. So he marches south, and Judah and his men go to meet him. The red asterisk represents a battle mark, and then we place our number 3 here and another Maccabean reference. We are beginning to draw some arrows to indicate movement toward the battle, short arrows. The number 4 is along the Beit Horn Ridge route. Again, an ascent and a great place to stop the enemy as they come up. Number 4 and the Maccabean, or the reference from 1st Maccabees. Number 5, we have 2 5s on the map. This is because Judah had called his men to Mizpah. They had gathered at Mizpah, and others were joining them. And the Greeks came into Emmaus Nicopolis. The Greeks heard that they were at Mizpah, decided to take them by night. They marched up. Judah and his men heard of the approach. They took another route down and burned the Greek camp. The last battle has to be placed on the has to be placed on the Judah map because we don't get far enough south with the Benjamin map. So again, the Greek forces will enter into the hill country, coming through the Shvelah, the lowlands, come into the hill country by means of the Beit Zur Ridge, and Judah and his men come south to meet them. We have the battle mark, we have number 6, we have the reference from 1st Maccabees. That will be your work with these early Hasmonean battles. We then shift to do a little bit of marking on map number 5, Galilee and the Jezreel Valley. And so I'm going to have you identify Nazareth and Kokava. I'm going to give you a couple of pictures, or a picture from Sepphoris looking north to Kokava and a picture looking south to Nazareth. We'll also be talking a little bit, very brief discussion about the 3 ridges that we have, the Nazareth Ridge, the Turan Ridge, the Beit Netophah Ridge, and I'm going to have you highlight the letters of Lower Galilee. This is Western Lower Galilee. And so that's a brief introduction to that. This is our marking for this week.